Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Life, and welcome to another installment of Viewers Knives. These are all knives that are made by you guys, the viewers of this channel. It is so cool to be able to see what you guys are working on, be inspired by it, and then share that with others as inspiration as well. So let's get right into it. The first knife we're going to look at is sent to me from Edwin, and he's a 32-year-old knife maker from Lithuania. He actually had his knives featured previously on this channel about 2 years ago from the time of his email, and that's how it is. If you want to send me more pictures, that's totally cool. We'll try and get them all in. I do feature them, though, in the order that they come, but this is the latest knife that he'd done. This is a great-looking dagger here. I like the geometric shapes to it. Just really, really nice, clean work. And then there's some of these knives, and these ones I believe we'd featured previously in Viewers Knives, but still just great-looking knives. And lastly, I really like this big chopper. That texture is very unique. It's kind of it's not like a rock pattern, but sort of like a rock pattern. I don't know if I've seen a knife textured in that way, and I think it just looks fantastic. So Edwin, thank you so much for sending more of your pictures in. These are great looking blades. This next knife we'll look at is sent to me from Peter, and he is a 16-year-old knife maker, and this is the 15th knife that he's made. He's been making knives for about a year, and I just think this thing looks absolutely fantastic. He made this with 1095 steel, did an acid wash on it, and the handle is cherry burl with brass pins. I really like that shape, very nice, distinctive point there, nice, almost looks like it might have a bit of a recurve. It's probably just a straight belly, but the lines are very, very interesting on this knife, and that handle looks fantastic. So Peter, keep up the great work. 16 years old, making a beautiful knife like this. You should be very proud of yourself, and thank you for sharing this. Next, let's take a look at this knife from Josiah. He is from Benton, Kentucky, and he has a little company called Owl Creek Knife Works. This knife here is made of 01 tool steel with an acid etch. He used orange Osaga handles for the scales and black spacers. Can't see them from the angle that we're looking at this, but he also has clo relief mosaic pins. I think this is a great looking blade, and really, really nicely done. Josiah, thank you for sharing this. We are going to head from Kentucky to Hungary. Now, Attila is a 17-year-old hobby knife maker, and the reason he got into knife making was because he really loved bushcrafting, and he wanted to buy more bushcrafting knives, but they were just too expensive. That's pretty much my exact same story as to why I got into knife making, and just like me, he says that he's learned pretty much everything he knows about knife making from watching YouTube. So that is really, really excellent to hear. I think these are great looking blades, and I just imagine, because I know it myself, the sense of satisfaction you have when you make your own tool and then you take it out and you use it. It's just absolutely an excellent feeling. So Attila, thank you so much for sending this email. I really do appreciate it. Keep up the great work. From Hungary, let's head to Yukon, Oklahoma. Carson is a 28-year-old knife maker, and this is the very first knife he ever made. He cut it out of a saw blade and used an angle grinder to cut it all to profile, and then he shaped the bevels and sharpened it up with a 4x36-inch belt grinder belt sander. I think that's a great looking blade. I like that nice belly you have there, and actually it looks like it'd be very comfortable in the hand too. So Carson, for your first knife, this is absolutely excellent. You should be so satisfied with yourself. I hope this isn't your last knife. I hope you can keep on making knives because you're doing great work here, and thank you so much for sharing this. From Yukon, Oklahoma to Florence, Arizona, which is right outside of Phoenix, this knife is sent to me from Ryan. He's 41 years old, and a friend of his had given him this piece of deer antler that he found in the woods, and so he decided to give him a knife made from that antler. I thought that was really cool. This is the very first knife that he tried an antler handle on, and I think it turned out really nicely. The steel he used was from a 36-inch diameter concrete saw blade, and he actually made his own ferric chloride to acid etch it as well. I think this is a fantastic looking knife, Ryan. Excellent work. Really cool that you gave it back to your friend there. So cool to see the stories behind these knives, and thank you so much for your wonderful email. I really do appreciate it. Teddy is a 25-year-old knife maker from California, and he's been restoring furniture and vehicles for the past 15 years. He's watched a lot of YouTube videos about knife making, but he said that was my video specifically that actually gave him the push to go and make a knife. So thank you so much for sharing that with me, Teddy. I appreciate that. Hearing stories like that make me so excited, and they make it all worth it. That it was motivating and inspiring enough for you to actually go and do. He's been making knives for about 2 months now, and he's gotten 6 of them done in that time, so that is really, you're going into it full bore there. That's great to see, and I think this knife looks really, really great. Hidden tang knife here, nice clip point, kind of a bowie shape to the blade there, and then we got this progress shot. You can kind of see all his material stacked up. Looks like he squared it up after the glue's finished there, and just profiled it out, and that's a great looking blade. Teddy, I hope you continue to make knives. He says here he wants to just keep getting better so that eventually he can start selling his knives, and I hope that works out well for you, Teddy. Keep having fun with this. This is looking excellent, and thanks again for your wonderful email. These next two knives are sent to me from Xander, and he's 14 years old. He's been making knives for about 2 years, and he's actually an apprentice with the American Bladesmith Society, and these knives look really, really impressive. His first knife here, he used 1095 for the steel and redwood burl for the handle. Really nicely done, nice guard on there, excellent, excellent looking blade. And then this second knife here, this full tang knife with the burlap scales, that's actually Nitro V, and he tried using Nitro V after seeing it on this channel, so that is really, really cool. And I just think these are absolutely fantastic. When you look at these two knives and think that they were made by a 14-year-old craftsman, that is impressive work. So Xander, good luck to you. I hope you keep making knives. These look fantastic. Hopefully your apprenticeship program goes really well with the American Bladesmith Society. Keep up the great work. This was really cool to see. All right, now we're going to go to Germany, and Ben sends this knife in. Not a lot of description about it, but he just says this is the very first knife he's ever made, and he used files and a Dremel to make it, and I think this looks really cool. Nice little scalpel. I actually really like that Warncliffe, that sheep's foot design there, and that rock patterning on there. That is some of the nicest rock patterning I think I've ever seen. I love the randomness of it. The size of it is quite large. I just think that looks absolutely excellent. So Ben, great work. I hope you're making more knives. I hope this isn't where you stop, because this looks fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing this. And we're going to wrap up this edition of Viewers Knives with this one from Nathan. He's from Australia, and he actually made this for his brother. The steel he used is 1075. He hand filed the bevels on there, did most of this stuff with a belt sander and files. He heat treated it with a coffee can forge, and he's not sure what type of a wood it is exactly, but really likes the grain. I agree, that's really, really nice looking. And for your very first knife, I think this turned out absolutely fantastic. This looks great, nice finish, and just the shape of the blade there, that profile, I really, really do like that. So Nathan, excellent work, keep it up, and thank you for sending this in. If you'd like to have your knife featured on this channel, just email me, jeremy@homesteadknives.com. We will get it shared. Please remember, try and get some decent res images in there. I've had a few come in lately that are just too small to share. Also, if you can, try and take landscape orientation with your photos rather than portrait. It's just a lot easier to put into the videos since we're watching the videos in the landscape mode. Just one little thing if you can think about, that would help out a lot. Anyways, guys, I thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Viewers Knives. Go ahead and leave your comments for the makers in the description below. Encourage them. Great looking knives here, and it's so neat to see the different approaches that people take to their knives, to making their knives, and also the stories behind these knives. Just really, really wonderful community to be a part of. I'm grateful to you guys for letting me be a part of it and share your work with others. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.